So everybody assumes my resilience story started in a hospital room. Understandable. But it's actually happened twice to me. 2 different times that doctor looked me in the eye and said, "You have cancer." It's heavy. But that's not where this story starts. This one starts back on a Monday night several years ago in a typical classroom chair in a Sunday school room full of people that I'd never met. I was doing something I never thought I'd have the courage to do, but this time I knew I had to do it. That was step outside of my comfort zone. A few years back, my church started this thing called Rooted. It's where you learn more about membership, how to become a better Christ follower. Small groups. The one I was in had 5 couples plus myself. At this point, Bobby hadn't yet committed to joining the church that I was hopefully becoming a member of. So for the first time, I walked into something like this completely alone. I just told myself, hey, let's give it a try. What's it going to hurt? Take a few notes, get through it. But that's not at all what happened. We started to talk about what it actually meant to follow Christ. I'm not talking about that Sunday morning version, the real one, the one that costs us, the one that could be painful. And something cracked open in that room that I was not ready for. Sometimes we laughed right in the middle of praying, and that felt pretty wrong until it didn't. God has to have a sense of humor. I watched other grown men say things out loud that they'd been carrying for years. So I naturally did the same thing. As I went through the class, I got closer to the leader and his wife. That would be Brent and Amy, good friends of mine. Close to some of the men in the circle whose stories looked nothing like mine. But somehow, we aligned. We could feel one another. That was cool. That was years ago. Today, we still meet. Every single Monday night, Bible study, food, real fellowship, laughter, crying. Since that time, that 11 of us, that group's nearly doubled. I got guys who join me for coffee, ask me those questions that I don't really want to answer, and they won't let me hide. And that did not exist until I took that first uncomfortable step. So prior to this, what I really thought surrender looked like was just that one big moment, a crisis you point to, a diagnosis, a rock bottom, a single day that changes everything. And for some people, maybe that's the fact. For me, it was different. Mine was slower. It was quieter. A gradual letting go, one day at a time, of the parts of me that wanted to keep running my own life and still call it faith. It's not how it works. And here's the part of the story that nobody tells you. You can't see your own blind spots by yourself. I couldn't see the pride, selfishness, anger. They don't leave because you decide one day that they should. They leave because other men who love you enough to call it out are sitting across the table from you every single week, sometimes more than once, and they're watching. They're paying attention. They're actually listening. Romans 5:3-4 says, trouble produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Now read that again slowly if you looked it up. It doesn't say trouble produces toughness. It produces character. And character, it's not something you build on your own. Character is something God builds in you through people, through time, through showing up on that Monday night for me when you'd rather be anywhere else. Sometimes it's with that guy right across from the table from me drinking a cup of coffee. Jesus said it even plainer in Luke 9:23. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Daily. Not that one moment at the altar. Daily for the rest of your life. Dying to the version of you that wants to sit on the throne. The throne, it was not built for me, that I promise you. And then there's Luke 14:26, the one that stops men in their tracks. Women too. Jesus says, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, his wife and children, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now that probably sounds a little scary. It's not permission to love your family less. It's Jesus using the strongest language he got to make one point. Nothing gets to outrank him. That's not your marriage with your wife. That's not your kids. That's not your comfort. That's not your bank account. That's not you. That is nothing. That is what disciple means to me. Christ first, ahead of me, even the people I love the most. Obeying what he actually says, not just agreeing with it in my head. Bearing fruit other people can see in me and bringing other men, other women even, into it. Being that light, the same way those other men, people have brought me in. So if you're out there waiting for a crisis to finally fix you, stop waiting. It's not how it works. So 2 things. First, find your Monday night. Maybe it's Tuesday, maybe it's Wednesday. Get in a room with others who will tell you the truth even when it costs you. You can't die to self alone in a bedroom with a Bible and good intentions. I tried that for years. It didn't work until I had others. I had witnesses. Second, do the audit. Is Christ actually first in your life? Or is he just the one you talk about on Sundays? Just the one you talk about when you're around other Christians, Christ followers? You can really ask yourself, be honest, then go fix what you find. I'm not there yet. I won't be, not on this side of eternity, I can guarantee. Pride still shows up on days. Anger, yep, check, see that too. But God is first now. That's ahead of Bobby, my wife, ahead of my own comfort, and that has not been true most of my life. I will stay resilient. I'll keep trying to be the disciple I'm called to be. That's one Monday at a time. Now go live it and be blessed, you all.